And hello, everybody out there today. It is I, Deoxyomi. Hello, everyone. Hello.
Objection!
Also, how dare you, Cola. And hello, Firefox. Hello, Foxbox. I'm thinking about fire mages and just being like, and hello, Mitsuru, and hello, Patchwork Personality. Hope everyone's doing well today. Okay. I'm a little late because I had to spend what felt like hours to figure out how to become a fire mage in the remake of Gothic without the fire mages attacking me. Which sounds really funny, but it's like, actually it's a very annoying glitch. Because how this is supposed to happen is that you get to chapter 3. Can I interest you in some pasta curry? That sounds delightful. What you're supposed to end up doing is that you get to chapter 3, you make up your mind being like, I want to be a fire mage, and you're like, okay. Which, like, the guy at the high order is, like, in the hallway. So it's like, you have to just walk in, talk to him, and be like, hey, I want to be a fire mage. And then he does his whole hullabaloo of just being like, brah, 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 do quest line. And it's just like, okay, quest line activated. And you go through the quest line, and you do whatever. And like, you do the things that you're supposed to do, and you come back. Apparently, there's been issues to where in coming back, you try talking to him and be like, hey, I finished the quest line. And he's like, oh, that's good of you. Thanks. We're going to start doing... And then he'll get forced out of the conversation because other fire mages apparently don't understand that it's like, it's okay for me to be there. And then they start being like, you need to leave this place now. And then suddenly the head order guy then starts to aggro onto you, being like, yeah, what are you doing here? Like, and I'm just like, ugh. So apparently, I had it particularly bad. Because some people just had it to where they just couldn't engage a conversation with him at the top, where he does the whole little, like, marriage ritual of, you have become a fire mage, congratulations, kind of thing. I had it so bad that it's like, even if I was able to bypass a lot of the dialogue, they would still aggro and force them out of the cutscene, like, and force them out of it. So I had to look it up and be like, okay, what do I need to do? Apparently the fix is to literally turn into this thing called a meat bug, because it doesn't aggro anything. And you have to crawl your way all the way up there, transform back into a human, and spam the interaction button with him before anybody can fucking try to aggro onto you. I had it so bad, though, that it's like, even if I could do that, it would still aggro him out of the ritual for me. So I actually had to get all the way up there, get out of the human form, or get out of the bug form, get into human form, start the conversation, and then just skip the entire conversation. Because once it was like, aha, you'll become a fire mage, suddenly everybody was happy to be like, oh, hey, you belong here. And it's just like, I wanted to strangle this game. Because my first problem... Oh, that's fucking... No, it's definitely a glitch. It's one of those things where it's like, they need to fix this. Because being a fire mage at this point is like, if you get this bug, you have to essentially turn into a bug and, like, bypass a lot of crap. What's funny is that to become a meat bug, you can... I was trying to create the scroll. The only ingredient that I was missing was actually the bug meat that I needed, which comes from a finite source of meat bugs. You can't buy them, and wherever you find them, once you kill them, they're gone forever. And I made a lot of stews with them, so I was just like, well, fuck, I can't make it. And then I had the brilliant sudden realization. I was like, oh, wait a minute, I could probably just buy the scrolls, which I was able to. That took probably a little too long for me to realize that I could do that. Luckily, I was able to find like a video that showed me like what the ritual was and how it would go. So I was just like, cool. At least I can hear the conversation of just being like, take your holy matrimonial vows to our god Enos. And it's like, okay. So I was like able to at least listen to that, but it made me sad that I was just like, I couldn't experience it in the game because I had to literally just be like, skip, and then just be like, here are your robes, congratulations. And it's just like, thank God. But now I'm a fire mage, and I can now actually get higher level spells and start being a fucking menace to society. I was actually really worried I was going to end up having to restart my game, though, because if I couldn't be a fire mage, I was just like, fuck it, I'll restart and join the swamp camp instead. Which, by the way, the swamp camp... It's time to be flaming arsonist you were born to be. Actually, a lot of the spells they have are quite wonderful. Because, as you can imagine, it's basically a lot of AoE spells that deal a lot of fire damage. And it's a lot of fun to do. The only problem with being a mage at this point, though, is that I only know how to do fire damage in a game that is very punishing if you only rely on one type of damage. Like, there are some enemies that you could throw fire spells at them and they will just stare at you like, what was that? But if you bring out a sword and you hit them with it, they'll like crumple into paper. So like, this game very much is like, you better have at least like 3 different sources of damage that you can inflict. Because if you don't, you're gonna have a bad time. And combat in Gothic is hard enough as it is. There are even some common enemies that can still kick my ass if I'm not careful. Luckily, I've been getting a lot better with how to use the sword. Kind of had to learn how to use the sword better because of certain areas, and then I was just like, oh, this is how combos work. Which, by the way, combos are definitely a timing issue of you have to wait until a certain part of the swing to then click a different button to combo into a different swing, and then you can do it up to like, I think 3 different swings. But it's still very much this like, you have to alternate and you have to time it. There's also parrying and blocking. Well, I mean, of course there's blocking, but there's also parrying with your weapon, which also is very good to do if you can fucking learn to do that. Like, this game very much, in my opinion, is you should be trained in how to use a one-handed weapon at minimum. I don't care what build you want to be. I don't care if you want to be a Mr. fucking Magic Galore. You should still learn how to swing a fucking sword. Like, I'm like deadpan looking at your eyes being like, you need to learn how to fucking swing that sword, you fucking moron. And probably at least have a couple of ranks into strength as well, so that your sword can actually fucking do something. Anyways, that's been my day today, other than I had been a complete lazy ass. Basically did nothing with work today. I was not wanting to do work. Also stayed up way too late watching Spacey Torment Labby with, what was it, Fears to Fathom? Literally having all the problems of trying to not die towards the end. And just having too much fun with the in-game text messaging that they could do towards each other. Okay. But that's enough of that. Actually, I don't know how much more I have of this case. I might as well go ahead and assume I have, like, a good... Oh, wait, that's Apollo. That's the wrong one. I want to do Apollo Justice soon, but I do want to also play through this game and have fun with it. It's time. I do admit, this game has been a lot of fun to play. Even if the logic can sometimes be very, like, fucking weird to deal with, but like, I feel like Ace Attorney games are just, that's just an unfortunate side effect of this game. I do feel like the logic does get better to understand as you progress in the game in general, but What is this incredibly overpowering sweet scent? It smells like flowers. Uncle Bad, is this it? It's not Detective Bad and Kay over there. It looks like she managed to escape the bailiff. No, that's not quite it. Ah, too bad, but it's so pretty. I think you're still a bit too young to be wearing that. But since you found it, I guess I can let you keep it. Thanks! I'll treasure it always! Those two seem to get along rather well. Oh, here, I've got something else for you. Yay, thank you, Uncle Beck. Fuck. Why does this game make me want to get fucking Swiss rolls? Even better if I could get, like, actual Swiss rolls. Oh my god, I gotta check the bakery at my, like, local grocery store and see if they actually make fucking Swiss rolls. Just, like, an actual log of it, because I would probably eat the fuck out of that. I'll still buy the box of just, like, the Hostess Swiss rolls, because those are still fucking great. But, like, if I could have, like, an actual Swiss roll, I would probably enjoy it way too much. Earlier, I ate one of these with Gummy. Gummy? Oh, you mean Gumshoe. Gummy is... He was trying to be nice to me because I was gonna get in trouble. And then he got in trouble because he lied to protect me. Gummy! I know he didn't kill Daddy. Don't cry. Faraday would be sad if he saw you crying. I'm not crying! Okay. Oh, it's the mister from before and the lady too. Don't you think it would be a good idea to go home for the time being? I'm not involved in the investigation, so it's for the best if you do. Actually, I'm Uncle Bat's assistant. So, I'm related to the investigation. Is that so, Detective Bat? Yeah, I guess. What? You were just scolding us like kids to not mess up the crime scene. And now you let this child run free? Why? People are free to investigate things outside of the actual crime scene. You also had a few things you wanted to look into. Got a problem with that? I don't have a problem with that, but I am curious as to what Miss Yu is looking into. Uncle Bat, I'm gonna go look somewhere else now. Okay. Alright, I'm counting on you. Oh, that's right. Hey, mister. Yes, what is it? I know Gummy isn't really the bad guy, I mean it. So, please, find the real bad guy, okay? I won't forgive whoever did this. But in the absence of the perfect piece of testimony and evidence, there's no one else who could be the true culprit other than Detective Gumshoe. Actually, how many times has Gumshoe been, like, accused of murder? This is definitely not his second time, even. I feel like this is at least, like, his third or fourth time in the entire, like, chronology of Gumshoe unfortunately being, like, accused of something. She wandered off while I was pondering. An incredibly strong scented herbal tea. I fear that more than being relaxing, the scent may make one a bit heady instead. You put in a special request for that. Wonder she's so violent. If she's been drinking this stuff the whole time. No woman should be allowed to comment on this particular topic ever. Please. It may not look like much, but I found that ordinary tables like this one are very useful. I think it's time they bought a new one. I wonder if they'll replace this table if I hit it enough with my whip. A much too heavy-handed method if I ever saw one. This television is the same model as the one in Defendant Lobby number 2. Looks like the two rooms are basically the same in terms of layout and supplies. Yes. Two rooms are basically the same, huh? The decorative plant leaves are shinier than the ones in the plant in lobby number 2. It's probably because it's next to the windows where it's easier to photosynthesize. You may be right, plus the curtains are always drawn in lobby number 2. Caretakers of this courtroom don't think enough about the plants, do they? It's because they're the courthouse's caretakers, not a bunch of botanists. Pixel, hello! Oh, you had your endo today. Hopefully the results come back, you know, good, or at least something that will be helpful. One of the windows in this lobby is open as well. The air conditioner is working just fine in this room, so why did they open it, I wonder? The expensive painting is ill-suited to be hanging on the wall of this room. I wonder if a guard detail should be placed on it. Why do you say that? Well, a desperate low-paid detective might make off with it someday. You never know. Favorable camera results be upon me. Still having some sternum pain, though. Probably. I mean, it is... I mean, you basically got scope, so that's not too surprising. Well, hopefully they can figure out something, or maybe give you, like, some medication that could help if you're having issues. But it's obvious she isn't factoring in that God Seller is whatsoever. Oh, time to finally talk to you. Detective Bad, what exactly was Kay searching for? Nothing that concerns you, boy. Oh, and I suppose that's something to do with Kay? It does, because she's Faraday's daughter. Anyway, hurry up and get to the point. I don't have time to waste. It sounds like you'd rather be left alone. I have something I'd like to confirm with you once again. I don't have anything to say to you. Be that as it may, we still have questions that we need answers to. Now then, first of all, what is the overpowering smell that is permeating this room? Upon entering this room, I thought I was going to suffocate. It's that ultra-strong perfume Yu wears. She spilled some of it. I was having a bad time of it myself. I didn't think twice and opened the window, but that smell's still here. Perfume, huh? So the sweet scent in the air is perfume. It's giving off quite a stench. I bet it's some cheap no-name brand. She said it's a famous brand from overseas. It's a knockoff. Yes, definitely a knockoff. No disrespect, but she forced one of those bottles on me. Here, little girl, you can have it. I was born for a much more expensive and refined perfume. However, seeing as how you just happen to have a spare, I suppose I'll take it. Miles Edgeworth, you will hold on to this bottle without fail. Ugh. Why can't she ever be honest about her wants? And chill you. Perfume given to Bad by you, same perfume as the one spilled in lobby number 1. So now we have the perfume Miss Yu wears. Just fantastic. Is that all you wanted to talk about? If so, I'm going back to investigating. Actually, I still have a few other things I wish to inquire about. Shit. During the recess. So you were in this room the entire recess? Like I said, I made a call to the precinct to get that big lug down here. But other than that, I was waiting for the recess to end in here. No, I also don't really like strong smelling perfumes either. Like, oh God. I remember this one time when I was in high school, I was sent to detention for something really stupid. I forget what it was. But I was in the detention, and I remember that the room smelled so bad of, like, someone's perfume that I got really sick feeling from it. At least your story is consistent. Earlier, you stated that you were in this lobby with Miss Yu. Yeah, I ran into her in the hallway. She said she wanted to talk to me about something, so we came in here. Then, what you're saying is that until Detective Gumshoe's arrival, you and Miss Yu were in 2 different locations. Guess I am. Interesting. Speaking of that lawyer, she seems to have a great dislike for you. Let's see, Miss Yu is the sister of the victim of KG-8 incident. And as I recall, Detective Bad was the lead detective on the case. I wonder if the reason for her disdain isn't simply because you failed to guard Cece, but because you were the lead detective on the case. You knew? I also know that today's trial involving the Kodopian Embassy staff member is being referred to as the second KG-8 incident. Now then, Detective, I believe it's time you were honest with me, and told me the truth behind your relationship with Miss Yu and Mr. Faraday. And the KG-8 incident. If you already know that much, I guess it'd be alright to tell you. Now then, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the KG-8 incident. It's not exactly a happy story. Other than the people who were directly involved, you two will be the first to hear what I'm about to tell. Okay, yeah, of course it's a fucking lollipop here. The honest truth behind the KG-8 incident. Faraday, you and I, as you already know, we 3 were involved with the KG-8 incident. Faraday and I, we were originally on the trail of a smuggling ring. You mean the smuggling case involving one of the Amano Group's secretaries? That trial was just the front. A facade? Yeah, but the case became tainted. All because the witness who was going to testify about the Amano Group's ties to smuggling ring CCU was killed. Then what became of the secretary who was arrested? His name was Colin Devoray. To be honest, the guy didn't know a thing about the smuggling ring. But he confessed to knowing about it anyway. Devoray was probably being intimidated by the big boss man, just another scapegoat. Boss man of the Amano Group? You can't seriously mean Mr. Ernest Amano. That can't be right. It's probably just Detective Bad's personal hypothesis. What is he trying to do, suspecting Mr. Amano of being involved with smuggling? I suppose it would have been quite difficult to secure an acquittal after he confessed. But the man who killed CCU, Manny Kochin, was a completely different person. But since he already has been acquitted once of her murder, Mr. Faraday, how could he have let him go? If I remember correctly, I heard that Mr. Faraday had an important piece of evidence stolen from him. That wasn't Faraday's fault. It was mine. I wasn't vigilant enough. Faraday, Cece, I was supposed to protect them both. Miss Yu did mention that as well. About how Detective Bad was supposed to guard her sister. But even I, who was supposed to protect them, I fell into their trap. What kind of trap? The holes in this jacket are a testament to that trap. You mean you were fired upon? You were shot that many times in one gunfight? No. Only about half of these are from that case. But the reason I continue to wear this jacket is to remind myself. One of the lessons I learned from the KG-8 incident. I see. I couldn't protect CCU, and the suspect was found not guilty. We had hit a brick wall, as far as the law was concerned. And that's when she came to the courtroom, the victim's sister. That's when I first met Callisto Yu. About when you first met Miss Yu, it was on the day of the verdict that the KG incident was handed down, was it not? Yes. Faraday and I, we apologized to her from the bottom of our hearts. It was all we could do, but just saying your sorrow won't bring my sister back, she said. And then she gave me a hard slap across the face. Well, she certainly had a lot of self-control to stop at just a slap. Oh, actually earlier today I made burritos and I actually sauteed up some bell peppers and some onions and it was so good. Although admittedly I cut the onions way too thin. I should have cut those onions a lot thicker. And probably actually added more onions too, funny enough. But it was still very delicious. Ugh. And it's also reminding me I need to actually buy another red onion, because holy crap. I was just like, I'm actually going through this onion faster than I thought I would. I might also buy like some fajita meat or like fajita. I mean, it's either beef or chicken, but you know, whatever. But I'm gonna see if I can buy one of those like packs that are like already pre-marinated, so that I can actually just add that in, and so literally I can have like basically a fajita. I would still put beans. I'd still put refried beans in it and just do it that way, but like, God, that would make it so much more like a meal, essentially. It was still a good meal, but just more tasty proteins. If it was me, not even 100 lashes would have been punishment enough. I suppose not. You said it herself, that she never wanted to see either of us ever again. But after that, you've seen her many times over, correct? Yeah. Faraday and I, even after the KG-8 incident had come to a close, we continued to hunt down the smuggling ring and get involved in a variety of cases. But it was no use. We cracked so many different cases. But the result was always the same. We couldn't find the real mastermind behind the ring. Is the ring really that big? It was in the pursuit of the ring that we met you once again. It was during another trial related to the smuggling ring. Faraday was the prosecutor, and I, as the lead detective, took to the witness stand. She appeared out of the blue as the defense attorney. Her client was related to the smuggling ring, and she was defending them. Yeah. Yu was pursuing the ring as best she could as a lawyer. I think she defended Real this time for the same reason. Come to think of it, Miss Yu did say something to the same effect. To have my own agenda. I'm still in the hunt for the leads regarding the KG-8 incident, alright? And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer. Don't put words in my mouth, I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Real was to be his lawyer. Hello, Lotus. How are you? Hope you're doing well. I had no intention of covering for him, ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. It doesn't matter what her reason is. Helping a criminal is just despicable. You're so naive, little girl. I could have stolen this lollipop from you. That's how naive you are. How dare you insult the daughter of a Von Karma? Just like us, you felt that she had hit the limits of what the law could do. That's all. The law is merely a tool. There is no limit to it. Only the skill of the craftsman. You two are still too young. One day you'll know what I mean. But enough sidetracking. What matters is that we met you again in pursuit of the smuggling ring. That's all. So what was your relation to Mr. Faraday? You even seem to know Kay fairly well. Thank you for the 2 biddies, Chozo. How are you doing? I met him when he was a rookie prosecutor, known him ever since. And Kay, I've known her since the day she was born. Faraday and I, we cracked quite a few cases together. But you two seem to have made no progress at all in the Yatagarasu case. Did we touch a nerve? I only have one thing to say to you. No one knew more about the Yatagarasu than me and Faraday. That's why I was called upon to testify in today's trial, to prove that Rel was not the real Yatagarasu, which I would have done if he hadn't turned around and accused Faraday. After the accusation, I was asked to testify, but this time, to prove or disprove the accusation. But I guess I won't be doing that either. I sense that there's more to the statement than meets the eye. Perhaps a bit more digging into the Yatagarasu is what's necessary. You claim to know much about the Yatagarasu. Would you care to share what you know with me? What you two should be looking for right now is proof of murderous intent towards Faraday and Rel. I agree, which is exactly why I'm asking you about the Yatagarasu. What? The KG-8 incident and the second KG-8 incident. Both of these cases are tied to the smuggling ring. And in both of these cases, the witness who was to testify about the ring was murdered. However, there is one point in which they differ, and that is the presence or absence of the great thief Yatagarasu. Mr. Rel claimed to be the Yatagarasu, however, in the middle of the trial, he suddenly declared Mr. Faraday to be the real Yatagarasu. Then, during the recess, they were both killed. Don't you find that to be the least bit odd? Miles Edgeworth, stop beating around the bush and just spit it out already! I believe there must be some reason that the 2 men suspected of being the Yatagarasu were both killed at the same time. A reason, huh? And so in order to get Mr. Faraday's and Mr. Rel's cold-blooded killer, I feel that I need to learn as much as I can about the Yatagarasu. If it will help you solve this case, then I'll tell you. I'll tell you the reason why we've never caught the Yatagarasu. What was that sudden outburst for? You almost made me whip you by accident. It still accidentally whipped me anyway. There are 3 main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be one step ahead. First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. Third, the Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind, ever. I see. So those are the Yatagarasu's special traits. Sounds like an incredibly elusive thief. The Yatagarasu has never been caught on tape, never tries to draw anyone's attention, and would never do something as lowbrow as commit murder. That's how I knew that Rail wasn't the real Yatagarasu right away. But you can't use that sort of logic on its own to prove that he wasn't. Listen, little girl, I'm not done talking yet. What's different about this time was that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. Why, hello, Ericool. Welcome on in, Raiders. Let me give you a quick shout out, you big cutie. Oh my god, why can I not? There we go. Ah, you were playing Fate's Conquest. How was that? Hopefully you're having fun with it. Welcome on in, Raiders, though. I'm Deoxy Yomi if you don't know me, and I'm just a big, fat, cuddly panda that likes to play all kinds of games. Also like to be a silly panda. Currently really having a fun time playing a lot of like story narrative games, like the Ace Attorney series. I'm currently doing investigations. Right now we're in the past. We're in the past trying to logic ourselves out of this case. I put my chat in the game and only got some of them killed. It's been a blast. Eriku, how could you let any of your chat members die? Hi, Kaden. It's been a hot minute since I've seen you. How are you doing, sweetie? I'm gonna bite you, that's for sure. But hello. We're currently, like, in the latter part of this case of Chapter 4. So, we've been, like, all over the timeline right now, going everywhere, so it's really funny. Jack will read me the very moment his character exploded. Oh no! Poor Jackal. Aww, imagine literally raiding in and then just being like, oh hi Jackal, you just died. Ah, that poor lad. I just want to squish his face. Excuse me. So right now we are, currently listening to some very relevant conversational pieces concerning Yatagarasu. And I have to say this so many times. And trying to figure out how a double homicide has happened. So far, Gumshoe has been accused, and I have to figure out how Gumshoe is not a murderous killer, which we all know Gumshoe is not. Because Gumshoe couldn't hurt a fly. The big broad idiot that he is. But anyways. Okay. I gotta continue. I have no idea how much more of this game I have left. But I'm going to continue to have fun voice acting my way through this. Hopefully you all have a comfy time with me today, so... You know, sit back, relax, have a good time, have a snack, maybe drink some water. Maybe find pieces of Jackal if you can and put them back together. If, you know... I would like to have Jackal be unexploded. Excuse me. Moving on. And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Kodopian embassy. Yatagarasu. Swear to God, I should have a fucking counter for how many times I have said this name. Yep. The Yatagarasu sent the evidence. Until now, the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I and a select few others knew about. In that case, how can you be so sure that it was the Yatagarasu who sent it? That's easy. A special card that only the Yatagarasu uses was attached. That's how I can be so sure. And just what sort of card is it? Yeah, take a look at this article. Whenever the Yatagarasu wants to publicize something, a white card is sent along with the stolen information. But when we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was. Ah, and that's how Detective Bad knew that Mr. Rel was a phony. Thank you very much. I have a much better understanding of the Yatagarasu now. I learned that the writers got a yaoi author to help them create the relationship rivalry between Phoenix and Edward. Really? That's hilarious. Also, hello, Prime Ambition. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. Stupid phone hates names. Hates weird names. No, I understand. Yes? His Honor would like to transfer the evidence from today's trial over to you. So if you could please head over to the courtroom, it'd be much appreciated, sir. Understood, I'll be there shortly. Detective Bad, what does the law mean to you? Finding the answer to that question is the only reason I'm still alive. I became a prosecutor to find the answer to that question myself. And to play a part in ensuring that all criminals everywhere are found guilty. Oh, it's you, Mr. Edgeworth. It appears that His Honor is still a bit dispirited. For the first time today, I experienced what it's like to stand at the witness stand. And now I have a greater appreciation for just how hard it is to give testimony. Well, there's no reason for you to be all depressed about it, Your Honor. This is before he took any cases, from my understanding. As a judge, no one expects you to think about anything other than the verdict. Francisca, there is no need to further depress His Honor. But I'm not trying to, Miles. Your Honor. Your Honor, I've come to collect the evidence that was to be transferred to me. Your Honor. The evidence? Your Honor? Oh! Yes, can I help you? You see, remember kids. Actually, I shouldn't say kids. Nobody should be a kid here. Remember adults. Pornography is definitely important to art and media and culture even. God. Side note, I get really annoyed at my workplace how often we call our students kids. And I find such infantilization really annoying. Because it's like, they're not children. These are people that are making life-altering decisions, and we need them to understand that they are a fucking adult, and they need to start being involved in what is... It's like, yes, it's boring adult things. You have to care about it, though. More Pan story time. Look, it's one of those things that's become a pet peeve that I'm trying to alter even within myself, of just being like, stop trying to infantilize your clients, essentially. Oftentimes, it feels like, especially with like almost customer servicey things, that it's like, well, especially with college. College will still call them children, and I'm still over here like, they're an adult. They can be drafted. There was an NCO in another platoon who would call his squad his children or flock. Ugh. Oh, that's so gross. I hate it. I was referring to the game, Silly Panther. Oh, you're right. Hi, Blaze, by the way. I should be focusing on the game. Anyways, okay. That was just a side note.
Yes, can I help you?
I'd like to collect the evidence now, sir. Your Honor, do you think you can stay focused long enough to at least do your job?
Yes, I'm sorry. And I would, except that the defense attorney has yet to arrive.
She is busy with the investigation, so let's keep this brief, shall we?
Very well. In that case, please confirm that all the pieces of evidence are present. Furthermore, the evidence that was used in the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell are also included. Please go ahead and use them in your investigation into their case.
Understood, Your Honor. Pieces of evidence that were used in the murder of those two men. This could be a very good chance for me to find new leads regarding their case. And maybe even something that will finally lead me to the truth. I placed all the evidence over at the prosecutor's bench for you. I see. Thank you very much. I will go and confirm that they are all accounted for. It's the viewing gallery. This is where the riffraff sits when they come to watch. Sorry, it's situated at the same height as the judge's bench. I wonder if that's to represent the intense scrutiny of each and every case from all sides. Miles Edgeworth, are you or are you not man enough to stand up to all those eyes? So, of course I'm man enough. So this is the evidence related to today's Codopian Embassy trial from Mr. Faraday's bag. You mean the evidence bag that was on the table in lobby number 2, right? Yes, finally we can now take a look at the evidence itself and not just data about them. Let's be sure to thoroughly examine them while we have the time. Agreed. Let's take a good look at all the evidence from the embassy murder, too. Why is that? Because I still don't fully understand what today's trial was about. Don't point your crop at me just because you don't know something. And don't you try to order me around just because Papa chose you today. I see someone is still sore about not being picked by Mr. Von Palmer. It's all so real to see a knife up close. So we have the knife, the gun, and the envelope, and what's this organizer doing here?
Oh, that's right, I completely forgot to tell you.
What about, Your Honor?
They found Mr. Faraday's personal organizer inside the evidence bag of his. Detective Bad requested it be passed along to you. He said it would help the investigation.
Detective Bad said that? Strange stroke of luck. Well, never look a gift horse in the mouth. You might as well flip through it, too. Won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Mr. Faraday's organizer. It appears he was in the habit of using it. It looks like he wrote his strategy for getting Mr. Rell convicted down in here. I have collected the evidence I need to prove that Rell was the killer. It appears that Mr. Faraday honestly believed that Mr. Rell was the killer in the case. Between the handgun Rell had on him and when he was arrested and the surveillance tape, I should be able to prove that he was the one. The sound of his handgun going off was recorded with superb clarity on the surveillance video. I also have evidence that I can use to prove that Rell is not the real Yatagarasu. And it would also appear that he had proved that Mr. Rell was not the Yatagarasu. No matter how he may try to play it, as long as I have Yatagara's key, I can prove he's a phony. If I present it to him in court, it should clear up everything. And he apparently also had a very definitive piece of evidence. It's been a long battle. I hope that this will finally bring it to an end. Yes, I believe that Mr. Faraday was well prepared to discredit any claim Mr. Rel may have made about being the real Yatagarasu. And he had a way to prove that Mr. Rel was the guilty party in the embassy murder. This organizer is a clue straight from Mr. Faraday. I'll have to take my time and give it a thorough read later. Look, there's a picture stuck between these pages here. It appears to be a key. And a rather ornate one at that. Just look at the designs of the handle. The craftsmanship is superb. Could this be the Yatagarasu's key Mr. Faraday mentioned in his organizer? Yatagarasu's key? Detective Bad said something earlier. Different about this time was that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Kodopian embassy. Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu sent the evidence. Until now, the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. I feel like I just talked about this not even 5 minutes ago. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I and a select few others knew about. Mr. Faraday must have been trying to keep this secret key safe. As the prosecutor on both the Yatagarasu and the smuggling ring cases, that's to be expected. It has a rather unusual shape. It's the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday. Who would have thought that such a beautiful piece of art could be used for such a cruel act? It's never crossed your mind that you use your riding crop for the wrong purpose? That's odd. What is it? Mr. Faraday didn't mention anything about a knife in his organizer. That certainly is odd. The weapon that was used to kill the Kodopian embassy staff member was the gun. But if that's the case, then where did the knife that was used to murder Mr. Faraday come from? Isn't it obvious? It was brought into the courthouse by Mr. Rel. That's the only logical conclusion, right? No, because it's not that easy to smuggle a weapon like that in here. I mean, a lot of courthouses actually do have all kinds of fucking screenings, so yeah. Every person who enters the courthouse doors is checked thoroughly for contraband. Furthermore, the suspect was handcuffed, making it impossible for him to bring a knife as large as this inside. In that case, how do you suppose this knife ended up inside the courthouse? I need to think carefully here. There is nothing related to the knife written anywhere in Mr. Faraday's organizer. However, it is a fact that this knife came from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. Conversely, there is one item listed in Mr. Faraday's organizer that no one has claimed to have seen today. So in order to solve this mystery, I believe I will need to take another good look at the evidence. Alice Edgeworth, can I take the fact that you have yet to answer me to mean that you don't have an answer for me? Actually, I do know the answer, Francesca. Then what is it? One of the pieces of evidence we've been holding has been hiding a secret of its own. And it was through this piece of evidence that the knife was brought through into the courtroom. Is this what we're talking about?
Take that!
This Yatagarazu's key Mr. Faraday mentions in his organizer. This is how the knife was brought into the courtroom. Not making any sense, Miles Edgeworth. You just need to look a bit closer, Francesca, to see what I mean. Don't the color and ornamentation of the key's handle remind you of anything? They do remind me of the knife. Very good. But the Yatagarazu's key in this photo and the murderer's knife have this very unique design on their handles. Furthermore, even though Mr. Faraday mentions the Yatagarazu's key, the only object we found at the crime scene was the knife. You don't seriously mean to say... It appears that you finally caught up. And yes, I do mean to say that these two pieces are, in fact, one and the same. But that's impossible! Even if that's what you believe, we should still investigate this possibility. Now then, let's examine this knife in a little bit more detail. Oh, actually, that's kind of cool. I can't believe it turned into a key. To think there was such a trick to this thing. So the weapon used to kill Mr. Faraday is actually the key the Yatagarazu stole. This piece of information is more critical than anything we've learned up until now. It turns into a knife. Frankly, I'm shocked. Mr. Faraday only mentioned the key aspect of this piece of evidence in his organizer. It's possible that even he had no idea the key was hiding a knife blade inside. But if that's true, then only someone who knew about the key to knife trick could have killed Mr. Faraday. Even among law enforcement, this key was top secret. We're looking for someone who knew even more about the key than even Mr. Faraday. Meaning that the only person it could be is the one who sent the key in the first place. The great thief Yatagarazu. Maybe Mr. Rel really was the Yatagarazu. And he was the one who killed Mr. Faraday. Isn't that one possible scenario? No, not really, especially since Mr. Faraday was absolutely convinced that Mr. Rel was not the Yatagarazu. Besides, as Detective Bad said earlier, but when we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white car, Rel had no idea what it was. I see. Alright, then I guess the person who knows the trick behind this key is someone else, and that person is the real Yatagarazu. It seems that this key is truly the key to solving this case. The weapon used to kill Faraday has a secret ability to change into key the Yatagarazu sent. The gun. It was originally used to kill the Kodopian Embassy staff member. When the crime was reported, the responding police found Mr. Rel still holding it, which led to his immediate arrest. And then, this gun took the original shooter's life. How ironic. Indeed. There doesn't seem to be anything else we can learn from this piece of evidence. I took a quick look through these documents before the trial started. Well, I wasn't even afforded the opportunity to skim it. I suppose I should explain it to you then. Yes, you should. Perfectly and in its entirety, if you please. On the night of September 8th, an embassy staff member was killed in front of the embassy. The staff member died of shock due to being shot in the heart. Mac Rel was brought in that night as a suspect, and thoroughly questioned. Because the murder weapon was found on him, for which he was arrested on the spot. A simpleton of a man, that's what he was. Perhaps he was, but the weapon wasn't the only incriminating evidence we had. Mr. Rel was caught in the act on film by a security camera. He was an even bigger simpleton than I thought. I can't believe he didn't notice the security camera. The Kodopian Embassy security system is supposedly very well designed. In may have simply not been aware that there was a camera in the area. So, have you seen the contents of the video for yourself? Yes, the surveillance video the security camera took was played during the trial by Mr. Faraday. You can clearly identify Mr. Rell on it, even the sound of the gunshot was crystal clear. So the footage included sound, huh? I don't think I ever wanted to see the moment of someone's death in real life. Me neither. I also don't want to see someone die in real life like that. Also, hi, long lost. That's odd. We're short one piece of evidence. And the piece that's missing is the surveillance video that was played in court. Surveillance video? How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go? The video is showing the moment in which Mr. Rell committed the murder. Where could it have gone indeed?
Are you done with your inspection of the evidence?
Yes, I'm finished. However, Your Honor, I am missing a single piece of prosecution evidence. Your Honor, were you derelict in your duties?
What? No, I dare not neglect my duties! What do you thank me for?
No, Your Honor, the most important piece of evidence in today's trial. The surveillance video is not amongst the evidence you laid out for me.
But I brought Mr. Faraday's whole bag with me from the crime scene. Maybe the tape is still somewhere at the crime scene.
Oh, I see. There's something wrong here. Something about this missing piece of evidence. It would appear that for me to find the answers I seek, I'll have to pay another visit to the scene of the crime, Defendant Lobby number 2. Hi, Baku. Oh, hey, it's Mr. Jackass. That's Detective Bad, but who is he with? I've never seen that officer before. So, did you find it? No, not yet, and I've looked everywhere. I see. Well then, please continue with the search. Understood. I'll continue the search. So you're the one running this show. Prosecutors like you shouldn't even be allowed at crime scenes. How dare you? Just who do you think you are? What's that all about? And who was that man just now? Whoever he was, I've never seen a more impudent officer in my life. Does he even know that we're standing right here behind him? I know you're standing right behind me. What do you want, kids? It looks like you were paying attention after all. Of course I was. I have eyes in the back of my head. So that mirror isn't for vanity's sake. It's for him to keep an eye on who or what is behind him at all times. So tell me, Detective Bad, who was that rude man just now? The guy came here from the Republic of Zhengfa to study. He's Agent Lang. He's trying everything he can to revive the lost honor of his family. He's traveling the world to study different philosophies of detainment from scratch. By visiting various police departments around the world, he has a lot of dedication. He's still just a rookie cop, but I sense a strong grudge of some sort from him. The guy is more useful than Gumshoe, even if he is rude. Well, he sure has a lot of guts to come to this country and give prosecutors a hard time. I agree. However, I can think of one young lady that statement also applies to. Anyway, what was that agent looking for, Detective Bad? Earlier, that little girl was poking around in lobby number 1 as well. Like I said before, it's got nothing to do with the two of you.
I highly doubt that it has nothing to do with me. Fine, if this is the game I must play, then I will take this opportunity to draw out what he's been hiding and what happened in this room straight from him. That is one tiny TV. Mr. Gumshoe was rather shocked at this and said it is huge compared to his own. Anything you compare with something he owns will always seem grandiose. Speaking of grandiose, I'd say that ego of yours could use a little deflating. Earlier you were in lobby number 1 and now you're here in lobby number 2. You are quite the busy man, Detective Bad. Multiple returns to a crime scene brings about success. That's what we detectives say. I see. In that case, you wouldn't mind if I asked about what happened again, correct? I don't have anything left to say to you, boy. Boy! You'll see, I will draw my answer from you one way or another. Can it kill you to help us even a tiny bit in our investigation? I gave Faraday's notebook to the judge earlier. That's help enough, don't you think? Please, we're asking you for just a bit more of your cooperation. Don't push me, kid. I'd like to ask once again about what happened around here at the time of the crime. I refuse to answer. Any more investigating you do would be a waste of time. Besides, how am I supposed to answer questions about things I don't know about? Things you don't know about? What, but aren't you supposed to know everything? You should. Is it possible? Maybe he doesn't know about the trick behind that piece of evidence. I should try showing it to him. It may prove to be a key to getting some answers from Detective Bad. Detective Bad, do you know the existence of the item in this photograph? Of course I did. It's my job to know everything related to the Yatagarasu case. In that case, let me ask you something. Do you know that the knife that killed Mr. Faraday and this Yatagarasu key are one and the same? What? That's impossible! It looks like you didn't know after all. This piece of evidence, which we call the Yatagarasu's key, is actually a well-camouflaged knife. Mr. Faraday was planning to use the Yatagarasu key to prove that Mr. Rel is not the real Yatagarasu. Isn't that correct? I guess so. However, Mr. Faraday had no idea that it was, in fact, a knife. I have to admit, neither one of us knew that fact. And if neither of us knew, then no one in law enforcement knew either. How did we miss something as big as this? I noticed that since a little while ago, you appear to be searching for something. I presume that this key is what you were searching for. Yeah, that's right. And why were you searching for it? Because I promised Faraday. I promised that I'd protect that key with my life. But after he was killed, the key disappeared from Faraday's evidence bag. Who would have thought that the key is what took Faraday's life? Detective Bad, so that we may find the truth, please testify for me once more. Alright. But it doesn't matter how many times I tell you about what happened. Nothing will change. Detective Bad, I ask that you please testify once more about what happened in lobby number 2 and what you will experience in lobby number 1. My answer is still the same, and this is the last time I'm going to do this. That's fine, because I only need one last time to clear everything up. Find the truth behind this case. I was in lobby number 1 talking with you. We were talking about some trivial things. I heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to reconvene. When we heard it, you and I immediately dashed out into the hallway together. I saw Gumshoe goofing around there, and then we all ran into lobby number 2.
It sounds like the exact same story he told us before.
Indeed. However, I feel that we may have yet to draw all the information we can.
Indeed.
It's time to press Undetected Bad.
Hold it!
Why did Miss Yu choose lobby number 1? Answer me! Who knows? She just said that she had something she wanted to talk to me about. And we walked into lobby number 1 together, that's all.
So his answer remains the same as before, I see.
We were talking about something trivial things.
I was hoping you could expand on what exactly you were discussing with Miss Yu.
Trivial stuff. It was nothing important.
It's for me to decide. Alright, I suppose that's for him to decide. Moving on then. I heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to reconvene.
Hold it!
Until you heard the gunshot, did you notice anything else that was out of the ordinary?
I didn't hear any other strange sounds until that gunshot.
The gunshot Detective Bad heard was really the one from the murder. Then that would give that other piece of evidence an entirely different meaning. I ask that you please amend your testimony with that statement just now.
Sure.
I didn't hear any other strange sounds until that gunshot. Oh, we're talking about the balloon. He didn't hear the balloon pop. Right?
Objection!
Yay! Detective Bad, does this balloon fragment remind you of anything?
It's the same color as the one Kay was holding.
Oh, so you knew about the girl's balloon?
Yeah, I was sitting with her up in the gallery. During the recess, just before we split up, I filled that balloon up for her.
Well, as you may have already surmised, this piece did indeed come from Kay's balloon.
So what about the balloon?
I wonder if you might remember hearing this balloon pop at some point.
What are you getting at?
This fragment was found in the hallway right in front of lobby number 2. Furthermore, it was the sound of this balloon popping that the judge mistook as a gunshot.
Oh.
So the sound the judge heard was not actually a gunshot. On top of that, His Honor said that he heard the balloon pop about 20 minutes before the trial was to reconvene. Yes, which means that His Honor heard the balloon pop in the hallway. When you were in lobby number 1, Detective Bad. And if you were in lobby number 1 at that time, you were close enough that you should have heard the balloon popping as well.
So?
Don't give me a so! You just proved that there is a flaw in your testimony!
The crackling of the truth is louder than the sound of your sweet naivete cracking. And since you kids don't seem to know, let me fill you in on something. Did you ever stop to think why the doors and walls of this place seem so rugged? That's because they were designed to keep secrets from being leaked.
What's that supposed to mean?
The doors and walls are super thick. The window panes are double layered. To top it all off, even the curtains are made of a special sound-absorbent material.
Then you mean... Since I was shut up inside lobby number 1, there was no way I could have heard that sound. No! I knew that's what he was going to say. Then that means the scuff-faced testimony is completely useless. The room are soundproof, then of course he wouldn't hear any signs of a struggle. Ugh. That's also why it's all only natural that I didn't hear the balloon popping. Now, do you get it, kids? thought we were supposed to be the ones finding flaws in his logic. Not the other way around. The other way around? It's not possible to hear the sound of a balloon popping if one were in lobby number 1. However, if we examine the situation in reverse, a person standing in the hallway should not be able to hear the real gunshot either. And yet, Detective Gumshoe claims to have heard it while he was standing in the hallway. Detective Bad, if that is the case, how exactly did you hear the gunshot? What do you mean, how? I just did. It would appear that you have yet to realize the contradiction in your own words. Oh, how so? If the rooms are as soundproof as you say they are, then how did the sound of the gunshot enter your ears? I see what you mean. I guess I'm more out of it from Faraday's murder than I had thought. Which means what exactly, Miles? In the end, what does it all boil down to? It boils down to this. There must be a reason as to how Detective Bad and Gumshoe heard a gunshot they theoretically couldn't have. It looks like we need to examine the state of the crime scene again, huh? The state of the crime scene? Wait, can it be... It's that ultra-strong perfume you wears. She spilled some of it. Ugh! Way too noisy! Surveillance video? How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go? It's simply not possible for the killer to have escaped through the barred windows. And also him just being a jerk and leading him on who knows how long because he wants to be stubborn. A good fit for jerk, you lady. And yet, the fragrance of perfume managed to escape from defendant number 1. Escape from defendant lobby number 1. Of course, incorporeal things can move freely through these open barred windows. Okay. Lobby number 2's television. It looks as if it was set to an incredibly high... I think right now it wants me to do that and that. Now then, what else besides the smell can go both in and out of an open barred window? The answer is sound! So no matter how careful the killer was, if the windows were open, the jig would be up. And since the windows in both Defendant Lobby 1 and the hallway were open, that explains how the sound of a gunshot could be heard in both locations. Windows were open, so the gunshot could be heard, but where did it originate from? The missing piece of evidence is a video that shows the moment in which Mr. Rell killed the embassy staff member. The sound of the gunshot left quite an impression on me when it was played during the trial. The video should have been returned to Mr. Faraday's evidence bag for the recess, and brought back here. If it disappeared after that time, then it's possible that the tape is still here in this room. Eureka! The evidence that the missing evidence created for me is the gunshot sound that no one should have been able to hear in the first place. Pals, what have you been thinking about? Stop wasting time thinking and let's start looking again. It's not a waste of time to think, for I figured out where we should look. And where would that be? I believe we should examine the television. TV? Well, you kids have fun. Go ahead and examine whatever you like. Rest until I inspected every suspicious nook and cranny. So video player, and there seems to be a videotape inside. It looks like the tape must have been stopped on its own when it reached the end. This tape, could it not be the missing surveillance tape? I suppose, but... Detective Bad, would it be alright with you if I verify the contents of this video? Sure, knock yourself out. Alright, let's rewind this and see what we have. Who remembers these sounds? If I remember correctly, the footage of Rail killing the embassy staff member should be at about the 30-minute mark from the start of the tape. Still, should be about right now then, let's see. This is the footage of Mr. Rail shooting the embassy staff member! I knew it. The missing piece of evidence, the surveillance video, was here all along! The sound. What's the meaning of this? It appears that Detective Bad has figured out the true source of the gunshot he heard. With this, I think we can figure out the trick behind this double murder. Do you mean that you figured it all out then? Yes, all I have to do now is show what the gunshot detectives Bad and Gumshoe heard was, and through where they heard it from. Fine, in that case, show me what you've deduced. Now to show what the gunshot detectives Bad was, and through where they heard it from. Well.
Eureka!
This piece of evidence will clear away the last remaining contradiction in this case. Now, I believe that. Really? Now that the last riddle and its answers lie somewhere within this room, I need to calm down and think it through once more. Alright, we'll be less than perfect, but still. So... blunt, please. Someone left this video on to play the whole time, huh? I suppose so. Other than the killing, there's hardly a sound of the rest of the tape. Then why did the television make a loud noise when Scruffy got near it? That's probably because the tape had run out and stopped its playback. It's not just bad luck that Detective has the worst timing in the world, too. Someone purposefully left this room. The question is why? Detective Gumshoe touched this. It made the most terrible racket. Maybe when Scruffy turned the television on, right? Actually, come to think of this, I don't think Detective Gumshoe actually touched the television at all. Furthermore, it seemed more like when a video feed suddenly stops. At least it did to me. I wonder why that is. Where do you want me to say what? You silly game.
Eureka!
Ugh! You silly game. It's like, where do you want me to deduce what? I know it deals with the tape. If the door and windows of the crime scene, namely this room that we're in, were closed, the killer could have used the gun and no one would have been the wiser. That's true. This courthouse does seem to be well designed for such a thing, as it were. However, what happened in reality was Detective Gumshoe, Detective Bad, and Miss Yu, all three of them heard the gunshot. Well, the windows in lobby number 1, 2, and the hallway were open, so naturally the people in these locations could hear it. But then, why would the criminal open the window in the first place? allow the gunshot to be heard, I suppose.
Correct. That's the only logical conclusion we can draw from this.
But why was that necessary in the first place? I want a real answer, Miles. I demand satisfaction.
Well, I believe that the killer wanted to manipulate our perception of a certain fact. What was it that the killer wanted to manipulate our perception of when the crime took place? The killer wanted to fabricate the time of death to their precise wishes. And they used the gun shot in the surveillance video to do so.
So that's why the tape was left running.
You mean the gunshot I heard was from this video?
Yes, which means that the murders really occurred at an earlier time than we thought. It must have been during the recess, but before Detective Gumshoe was on guard duty. Someone who has no alibi for that time period and planned this crime out in advance. That person is the real killer. Mr. Edgeworth! Yes, what is it? Miss Yu is asking for you. She's in the courtroom. She says that she's identified the murderer, but that she wants to clarify something. It looks like Miss Yu is still investigating something. Understood. Please tell her that I will be right over. Oh, come along. I want to hear what she has to say. It would appear that the time has come to uncover the truth. It's Miss Yu who killed him! At least that would be my guess. Confrontation Farmer, Callisto Yu. Oh. It's that button. September 10th, 6:15 p.m. The courtroom. And deduce D's, Okay, what are you doing here? Oh, hello, mister. I'm still investigating. But the object you're looking for has already... Okay, don't mind him. Please continue with your investigation. Okay, you got it. Detective Bad, haven't we already found what you were looking for? If it means I can keep her in the dark just a little longer, any little task will do. Oh, you're more sympathetic than I thought. I've been waiting for you, Edgeworth. I've also been waiting for the moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest. The moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest? Wasn't that when we placed Detective Gumshoe under arrest? I think we've more than solved this case already. Don't you? We'll see, it all depends on whether or not your logic holds. Oh, I see. We even have a viewer in the gallery. And why, even Mr. Bad is here. A viewer in the gallery? I'm hardly just a bystander. I have a duty to see this case through to the end. She's a bitch, can't we shoot her? No matter how it turns out. Oh, is that right? Anyway, I thought you might like to hear what I slaved away to find out. I've taken statements in every single person's movements. During the time when our suspect was in the hallway, I also confirmed that there is no possible route of escape from lobby number 2. Therefore, the killer must without a doubt be Detective Gumshoe. And that's all you have? Yeah, that's all there is to my conclusion in this case. Sorry, but I beg to differ. In a trial, there is always time for a rebuttal, and we are standing in a court of law. It'd be more than appropriate to follow the rules of court in this case, don't you think? How absolutely like a rookie to think such a thing. But alright, I'll play along and give you a proper testimony. my logic is correct, then I have already won. All I have to do now is to prove it by showing who the real killer is. Everyone, Sans, the suspect, has an alibi for when the gun went off. Furthermore, the areas around the crime scene have all been thoroughly investigated, right? I also confirmed that there is no possible escape route from lobby number 2, which leaves us with one unshakable conclusion that Detective Gumshoe is the killer. Now that you have your testimony, I expect a good rebuttal, Edgeworth. But of course, there's no need to confront her logic head-on right now. I should instead focus on drawing out any trump cards she has up her sleeve. Wanting to properly do his job by the book as he usually does, while she laughs her ass off. Exactly. And no one says that she has to be a good person.
Hold it!
The suspect, but I thought that Detective Gumshoe's alibi has already been proven. Are you joking, Edgeworth? I assure you this is no joke. Look, I know you heard from the judge earlier that the detective was in the hallway with Mr. Faraday's daughter eating a Swiss roll. Yes, that is correct. But see, that was 20 minutes before the real gunshot went off, right? And the problem is, there's no one else who can corroborate what he did since the snacking. I see she's done her research well, which means that I should focus on drawing out whatever trump card she's withholding.
Hold it!
Whether they have been thoroughly investigated or not is for me to decide. The scratched eyebrows and lines in your forehead are bad. Anyway, even if you believe it hasn't been exhaustive, the crime scene lobby number 2 has no way out other than the hallway Detective Gumshoe was standing in. And because he claimed to be there, that makes him the only possible suspect. But isn't it also possible that someone escaped through a window and into the garden? That's the first place everyone looks silly. The police aren't a bunch of lazy bums. They looked into every possibility, you know. Isn't that right, Mr. Bad? Yeah. There wasn't a scrape of evidence to suggest someone used one of the windows. There also weren't any footprints or anything in the courtyard garden. Suppose they really did check everything that could have been relevant to the case.
Hold it!
Are you absolutely positive that there are no possible routes of escape? Of course I'm sure. And why are you so certain? This is a courthouse, the place where criminals are brought to be judged. If there was an escape route, I'm sure every criminal would be using it to escape. It's just common sense. Edgeworth, I suggest you use a bit more of it. I suggest you use a bit more of it in the future. Get up.
Hold it!
You may think it's unshakable, but to me, there are still too many unanswered questions. For example, who was it that placed the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand? But you're the only one still wondering that. Detective Gumshoe probably had no idea which hand Mr. Faraday used to write with. Even if you know someone, it doesn't mean you'll know which hand they write with, right? I mean, I certainly don't care about that sort of thing. About to let her get a rise out of me with such a flippant statement. I suppose we've really reached the end now. I already have my trump card ready, all that remains is to play it. But before I do, I think I should inquire into a little something about her argument. You said earlier that you confirmed the alibis of every person other than the suspect. However, I don't recall either Francesca or myself speaking with you about the subject. But there was witnesses. For you, there is your mentor who gave you an alibi. I see. Can we test the theory of gravity with her? Dragonite, how are you doing, sweetie, by the way? As for the little missy, she came to the courtroom during the recess and was stopped by a security guard at the door of the hallway. She gave him quite a whipping for that, or so I heard. I am the daughter of Manfred von Karma, and I will not be forcibly stopped by a guard or a bailiff or anyone else. Wait, so basically the only reason Francesca bothered to show up today was because she found out that I was to be the replacement prosecutor? By the way, Miss Yu, what about everyone's alibis before Detective Gumshoe was assigned to guard duty? About them. Have you looked into what people were doing during that span of time? What kind of an idiot do you take me for? It doesn't matter when the killer went to the lobby number 2. From the time we heard the gunshot to the time Mr. Bad and I arrived on the scene, we dashed from lobby number 1. The only person who could have committed the crime was Detective Gumshoe. Yes, let's talk about when you and Detective Bad heard the gunshot, shall we? I suppose that if we go by your logic, the Detective Gumshoe is the only one. However, what if the crime had occurred at an entirely different time than when that gunshot you heard went off? What then? That gunshot was a trap meant to manipulate our perception. Sadly, your explanation is very lacking, Edgeworth. The gunshot we heard in lobby number 1, care to explain how that could have been fabricated?
Take that!
That tape... Yes, it's exactly what you think it is. This is the surveillance tape of Mr. Real, the prosecution presented in today's trial. This was found loaded in the video player in lobby number 2. That was connected to the large television that had its volume turned all the way up. You can't honestly mean that the sound we heard was the gunshot in the video. But I do, which leads me to my next point. The murders occurred much earlier than when anyone heard the gunshot. That's the only thing I can think of, too. After committing double homicide, the killer took the surveillance video out from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag, turned the television volume all the way up, and left the video to play. If played from the beginning, it would take 30 minutes for the gunshot sound to come on. And since we now know that this method of time manipulation is possible, it opens up the possibility that the killer is someone other than Detective Gumshoe.
Objection!
Sounds from the television doesn't amount to much here. But of course, Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth and Little Miss Von Karma already knew that much from the very beginning, right? Of course we knew! Didn't we, Miles? Yes, of course. We know about the soundproof quality of this courthouse's rooms. Of course, I'm not about to admit we had no idea until only a little while ago. That's right, and if the rooms are soundproof, then we should not have been able to hear it. And yet we heard the gunshot clear as day. And that's it, end of story. But it's not. How should I explain why she was able to hear the gunshots from a soundproof room? The window is open. There is actually one common point between lobby number 1 and lobby number 2. And that is despite the fact that both rooms have air conditioners installed, a window is open in each. Now we know that the window in lobby number 2 was opened by the killer. However, a window in lobby number 1 was also opened.
Objection!
It's probably just coincidence that they were both open at the same time.
Objection!
It was no mere coincidence, I assure you. Why was the window open in lobby number 1? Because the strong smell the perfume. The answer is that a certain person did something to cause the windows to be opened. And the person who triggered that action, that person is the real guilty party. The real killer in this double murder is... because she's the one who wears disgustingly strong perfume that made Mr. Bad feel sick and open a window.
Take that!
Miss Callisto, you. I hereby formally indict you of the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel. What? You indict me? Are you serious, Miles? Why do you think she's the killer? I don't understand her motive just yet. But of course I'm serious. Because she is the only one who could have done it. Well, Miss Yu, do you still feel like laughing now? Of course I do, Edgeworth. My argument must not be tight enough yet. Although I never thought things could spiral into this. But I'll have you know, I'm enjoying this dance quite a bit. I guess this means it's time for my own rebuttal now, right? You argue that the window was open. However, do you have proof it was I who did it? Furthermore, do you have proof that the tape was used in committing the crime? Frankly, I'm shocked at you for going around accusing people of murder like this. Especially with logic as full of holes as yours. This is where it really starts. I mustn't let my guard down for even a second or the truth will blow away. Now is the time to put the Patton von Karma perfect proof to the test. Do you have proof that it was I who did that? Proof. It's pure and simple.
Objection!
I'm sure you've seen this before, haven't you, Miss Yu? You think if she turns her head too fast, her earrings hit her in the face? Edgeworth, I never knew you were into wearing that kind of perfume. It's not exactly what I'd recommend for boys, you know. This isn't mine. That's right, it's mine, and I received it from Detective Bad, you see. Miss Yu, you can pretend all you like, but we know at least this much is for sure. That you are the one who gave this bottle of perfume to Detective Bad. And that you're super easy to rile up. So, what about the perfume? While you were in lobby number 1, you made a big show spilling some of this perfume. That's according to Detective Bad. Oh, I know. You also knew that if you spilled it, it would naturally move. He would naturally move to open a window.
Objection!
Come now. I've already told you that's all just a big coincidence. After we opened the window in lobby number 1, I just left it open, you know. So maybe it was just dumb luck that we heard the gunshot through the window.
Objection!
The timing of when you are going to spill the perfume is something you can control. And the most important fact about this case is when people were made to hear the shot. Furthermore, it would have been pointless if you didn't have an alibi for yourself at the time. You mean? Miss Yu, you were the one who called Detective Bad into lobby number 1. When you saw him bring Detective Gumshoe into the hallway, is that correct? All of today's premeditated events could only have been thought up by you, Miss Yu. You accused me of murder on the fact that I spilled a little perfume. Well, allow me to say this much. I couldn't have killed Mr. Faraday. Would you care to testify as to why? Look, I've had a lot of fun today, really. But I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony and wrap up this absurd case once and for all. Why, it couldn't be me. Accusing someone of murder over a spilled bottle of perfume is a bit over the top. But I suppose forgery of evidence is to be expected of a disciple of Von Karma. In any case, it simply could not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I don't even know where the knife that was used to kill him came from. Miles, her testimony is flawless. Yes, but no matter what sort of trick she may try to pull, she won't escape me. If I'm lacking in information, I'll just draw it out of her. Time! Whew. Time to save. Time to also have a lot of enjoyment of dialogue while we're at it.
Hold it!
I think I already explained the significance of that earlier. You only confirmed that I did spill some perfume, but that's all. That you would accuse me of murder based on a simple spill. Don't you dare complain when I sue you for defamation of character. Do as you like, but as for me, I believe that you are the true culprit in this case. My, you're enthusiastic. Of course, I should have guessed. Enjoys dance with cat and mouse. I do enjoy it a bit.
Hold it!
I formally request that you desist in your attack against my mentor. Or we'll sue you for defamation! All I'm doing is telling the truth. Well, maybe more like spreading gossip. Although your adamant denials are, shall we say, just adding fuel to the fire. How dare you! Say such a thing! Calm down, little girl. Don't let her get to you. Aw, why did you have to ruin my fun? Well, shall I continue? In any case, it simply could not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday.
Hold it!
And why exactly could you not have killed him? I was just about to testify to that. You're such an impatient man. I'm not really into that, you know, edge work. Your preference having no bearing on what is at hand. Feeling a little uncomfortable, are we?
Objection!
It's you. You will desist in this tomfoolery and return to your testimony. And Miles, if you're going to lose your cool, then I won't show you any mercy. Sorry. It's you. Please continue with your testimony. Sure. As I was saying, I couldn't have possibly killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I don't even know where the knife that was used to kill him came from.
Hold it!
At this rate, she will inevitably escape. But if she really was the one who killed Mr. Faraday, then she must have known about the existence of the knife. I'm sorry, Miss Yu. Maybe you weren't aware. However, the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday was taken from his evidence bag. Miles, what do you think you're doing? Drawing the truth out of her. That's what I'm doing. Huh? I don't recall a knife being presented at the trial earlier today. Well, I suppose that's because the evidence was something Mr. Faraday had yet to use. So, that's what you're trying to do? Look, why don't you cut it up with the lies? I've already figured you out. There was no knife inside Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. The only evidence you had yet to present was the key the Yatagarasu had sent. And unless a key can magically turn into a knife, you really don't have a leg to stand on. Did you really think you could trap me? Come now, be honest. I never intended to do such a thing. It was all a misunderstanding on my part. In any case, I wonder if you might append what you just said to your testimony. Sure, why not? I'll even say it as many times as you like. Be can't kill anyone with a simple key. How he may play it, I had taken if I should present him in court, it should clear up everything. Do I just show the knife and just be like, but it can turn into a key?
Objection!
Yep, okay, it was that simple. Miss Yu, I wonder if you might take a look at this photo for me. This is the picture of the key the Yatagarasu sent to the police. However, while it may look like a key at first glance, it in fact has a secret ability to transform into a knife. Which means that what was inside Mr. Faraday's bag was both the Yatagarasu key and the murderous knife. You knew that the key was inside Mr. Faraday's bag, did you not? Yes? Well, with the Yatagarasu key alone, it's more than possible to kill Mr. Faraday. Do you understand now? Just knowing of the existence of the Yatagarasu key. I still haven't had a good look at it. Showing it to me from that far away, you could be lying for all I know. You would even now still feign ignorance. I'm not feigning anything. But we can't have you accusing me of a crime with false evidence now, can we? I mean, Mr. Von Karma, I've heard some very interesting rumors about him. Are you mocking my papa? Don't you dare sully the good name of my mentor! Now take a good look, this piece of evidence is more than real. Wow, who knew there was such a trick to this thing? Oh, you're satisfied now? But of course, you knew from the very beginning, didn't you? You knew that the knife and the Yatagarasu key are one and the same. Otherwise, someone like you, who isn't a member of law enforcement and who would never have been privy to this trick, would have never known about it to begin with. Furthermore, there's something that the Yatagarasu sent to the police. How did you have knowledge as to what it was? Actually, I heard it from Mr. Faraday. Just before he dragged Mr. Rel off, he told me. That's right, I almost forgot. He also told me about the key turning into a knife at that time. But he didn't tell me about how the key actually transforms.
Objection!
What are you saying is simply not possible? And why not? Because Mr. Faraday himself didn't know about the hidden knife within the key. For within these pages, he mentions nothing about a knife.
Objection!
I'm not sure he would have written everything in his organizer, you know. Wouldn't something of this importance be better left to oral communication?
Objection!
Unfortunately, that is also impossible. Because Detective Bad didn't know about the knife aspect either. What would have been highly classified information even within the police force, and is something that even the lead detective on the case didn't know? Why would Mr. Faraday have felt the need to share such information with the opposition? Yeah, I guess he wouldn't have much of a reason to. Looks like I gave a pretty lame excuse, huh? How can you laugh at a time like this? She's probably just realized the flaw in her logic and is actually in a panic over it. But that's not something we need to concern ourselves with. I suppose you're right. Miss Yu, I'd like to state that I also know how you know the real nature of the knife. Do you now? Well, why don't you put your money where your mouth is and show me? Oh, we're showing and telling. Oh, I will, and I'll wipe that smile off your face by the time we're through. The secret behind the Yatagarasu key. Only one person would have knowledge of it from the get-go. Who would know from the start that Yatagarasu key could change into the knife? Well, him.
Take that!
There's only one person who would know about the dual nature of the key. And that is the person who sent the Yatagarasu key to the police. That is to say, the Yatagarasu herself. Are you saying that this lawyer's the great thief Yatagarasu? Monsieur, you used Mr. Real to lure Mr. Faraday into a trap, didn't you? You who profess to bear a grudge against criminals, why do something like this? And the laughter then continues. Who would have thought that you, a stupid rookie prosecutor, would see through me? You're sending the biggest chills down my spine right now, Edgeworth. This feeling of thrill, it's even greater than when I sneak into someplace. You killed Faraday. Why? Answer me, Callisto you. Callisto you, huh? That's not my real name. Because my real identity is, yes, the great thief Yatagarasu. Let me tell you something, Edgeworth. Mr. Faraday was one difficult man to deal with. For you see, he had discovered my true identity, which is why I had to erase him from the world of law. I made Real an offer, an acquittal for a little favor in return. All he had to do was accuse Mr. Faraday of being the Yatagarasu in court. But once we entered the recess, Rail was dragged off by Mr. Faraday, which threw my plan into a complete mess. I chased after them and eavesdropped on them through a crack in the door. That Real craves to only two things, money and authority, just as all thugs do. I feared my plan was going to be ruined if Mr. Faraday held on to Rail any longer. Plus, if I had let them continue on the way they were, I would have been found out. That's why I had no choice. I had to kill them both. But didn't you say that you despised criminals? But do I really? You... Have you forgotten about the KG-8 incident too? Maybe. What sort of woman would? So then, what is your plan? So, was it your plan to kill Mr. Faraday with the very evidence that you sent? Well, I had a good idea of what Mr. Faraday was going to do. I anticipated that Mr. Faraday was going to prove that Rel wasn't the Yatagarasu by using this Yatagarasu key as evidence, and that he would bring it with him. Which is why I thought to use the knife portion. With a weapon as well disguised as this, no one would be the wiser. Because who in their right mind would think something like this could be a weapon? I casually entered lobby number 2 on the pretext that I had to talk with Mr. Faraday. And in order to get in with him, I pretended to be worried about something. And then let me hold the Yatagarasu key just like that. He never noticed that I had changed the key into a knife inside that plastic bag. And he didn't have the chance to take note of the knife that took his life. How could you kill him? I knew him for a long time, you know. At the very least, I thought to give him a quick and painless death. But if you killed Mr. Faraday first, there was no need for you to kill Mr. Real as well. I believe I mentioned why we were placing Detective Gunshoe under arrest. Something about having accidentally created an eyewitness. And how that led the killer to think about setting them up as though they'd kill each other. Then the trick with the surveillance tape. Yes, I hadn't actually planned to use a gun. The risk was too high that I'd be caught. However, that's when I remembered the existence of that surveillance tape. Which is why I had Rill help me set up the crime scene. And after all was said and done, I rewarded him with all of his hard work with a bullet. You're a defense attorney, aren't you? How could you betray a client? Client? If you want to talk about who was a client of whose first, it was me. It was the client in the murder. It was the client in the murder of the Kodopian embassy staff member, Did Man. You ordered a hit job? You still haven't figured it out, Mr. Bad. I had Did Man killed because he was about to give away info about the smuggling ring. Now, who exactly do you think would benefit from such an assassination? It can't be. You're... That's right. I'm a member of the smuggling ring. You don't mean you're working with Manny Cochin too, do you? Maybe not. Guess you'll never know. Takarasu claims to be noble, but you're just another cold-blooded murderer. That's right, little girl. The other Takarasu is just another killer. Quiet, you. Takarasu can run from the law, but you'll never escape it. So just humbly accept the judgment of this court. Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know Yatagarasu has 3 legs? Do you know why that is? No? Well, let me tell you. It means that the Yatagarasu has more than one razor-sharp way to do her work. She has a gun! I'm sorry. You really are too naive, Edgeworth. You even handed the Yatagarasu key right to me without a second thought. Everything may not have gone according to plan, but I'll still gladly take it. You mean the key was your real target? And even after I gave you such a great advice, didn't I tell you to always keep a good eye on a criminal? Or you may regret what comes of your negligence. You two, get down! My body, I can't move! Hey, mister, to your right! You! Are you alright, Francesca? I'm perfectly fine, Miles. Her voice is shaking, but it looks like she's unharmed. Where did Kay go? That's a gunshot! Sorry, but it looks like she got away. I called the precinct. They should have a perimeter set up soon. Detective Bad, are you alright? I heard a gunshot. I'm okay. Just got another hole in my jacket. You may say he's fine, but he looks quite shaken. But more importantly, boy, I mean, Mr. Edgeworth, Miss Von Karma, are you two hurt? I'm absolutely fine. I'm also alright, thanks to Kay. Speaking of Kay, where is she? I don't know. She just sort of disappeared.
go look for her. Oh, and hey, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir? Detective Bad, sir? I'm sorry I doubted you. Don't worry, sir. It's not your fault. Well, I liked you guys too, after all. I heard about what happened from Kay. Lying while giving testimony is still unforgivable. But in this case, you were protecting Kay and her feelings. Looks like you just might have what it takes to be a real detective. Now, don't you ever lose that detective spirit, okay? You got it, Pops! Pops? Watched one too many detective dramas recently, have we? Way too single-handedly destroyed the cheery atmosphere with one snarky comment. I should get back to the investigation. I swear I'll catch you if it's the last thing I do. Careful, Detective Bad, and take care. Thanks. Well, I'm off. Maybe we'll run into each other again someday. Thanks a bunch, pal. You're the best. You really did find out the truth behind everything. Yes, well, I'm glad we solved everything before you were taken to prison. I can't believe how much trouble I caused you with my testimony, Detective Gumshoe. Oh, it was no problem, really. I mean, I lied too, so I didn't help anything. It's really not your fault, Your Honor. Well, even if he didn't have his Honor's testimony, I think that lawyer would have found another way to get you convicted on her behalf. Yeah, I can't believe I was about to get fired during my first week as a detective. Well, so long as you're not fired, you should work hard, give all that you have, and perform your duties well. Oh, and one more thing. Kay left a present for you with me. She did? Oh, what is it? I'm gonna save just in case it's one of those, like... Aha! What was it that Kay left for me? A proof of their friendship. Is it just the Swiss roll?
Take that!
It's a courthouse special Swiss roll! Can I really have it? Yes, it's a present meant for you after all. Thanks so much! You have no idea how happy this makes me, pal! I'm gonna eat this right now! Sure, go ahead. Swiss roll Detective Gumshoe and Kay brought together. Well, the one Kay saved never reached her father. It would appear that her sentiments have touched the hearts of this detective. He's so happy, it's as though he's having a welcome back celebration of his own. Well, I was asked by Kay to give it to him. Woo! That was good, pal. I can't believe I got to eat 2 of these delicious things in one day. It's like I'm in Swiss roll paradise or something. I gotta thank Kay myself. Hey, wait, where is she? Only noticed just now. This is my not present when we discussed her earlier. Dr. Bad left to go search for her earlier. Maybe you should go join him. Yeah, you betcha, pal. I'm gonna go help them. Oh, but first, you know what, pal? Actually, I guess I shouldn't be so rude to you anymore, huh? I'm gonna stick right by your side from now on, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. I sense nothing but a most troublesome relationship from that ominous statement. We should go home too, Miles. We have to hurry and report what has happened to Papa. Agreed. I'm afraid we must be going now, Detective. Roger, sir, and don't you worry. I'll investigate the next case. We're on real well. I'll, be counting on you. The sense of trouble is definitely in the air. Thus, like a bad dream, my first outing to a court came to a disturbing end. A few months later, I was finally able to properly stand in court as a prosecutor.
But the detective in charge of the investigation was, as I dreaded, Detective Gumshoe. After that, he became my direct subordinate. I have tried, but words fail to describe the immeasurable suffering he has caused me. But I suppose that's just how things are. As for the little girl who suddenly disappeared, she's now... back to the ending of this one. So, do you remember now? Yes, I remember everything. Okay, it's been a while. Hey, you sure grew up a lot. Of course, thank goodness. I thought you two had totally forgotten about me. You know, I was really worried about you after all that. Where have you been all this time? Gummy, I didn't know you cared. After my father died, I went to go live with my mother's relatives. They lived really far away, so I wasn't really able to come back here all that much. Oh, is that what happened? Well, I'm just glad you're alright. So does it all make sense now? You betcha it does. Oh, you know what? I was going through my father's bookshelves recently and...
Hold it!
Actually, there are still a number of things that don't make sense, Kay. Huh? First of all, why did you come all this way to see me? And second, why are you calling yourself the Yatagarasu? The Yatagarasu is Callisto Yu, the woman who killed your father. Oh, you're wrong. The real Yatagarasu was my father. Mr. Faraday was the Yatagarasu? Like I said, I was going through my father's bookshelf recently. And I found a secret diary hidden among his books. I have no regrets in choosing to walk the path of the Yatagarasu. That was written in his diary, and that's how I know for sure. But that's impossible! What's with that look? You don't believe me? It wasn't the expression on my face. I clearly said it was impossible just now. Alright then. How do you explain this? It's a way of disarming any security system of the chooser's choosing. Yep, that's Little Thief. Truth be told, this is the Yatagarasu's greatest secret. And this little gizmo was used by my father. Wow! Mr. Faraday wasn't just a great prosecutor, he was really a great thief, huh? Yeah, my father worked really hard to steal the truth. But he was killed, and the Yatagarasu was no more. But despite that, the Yatagarasu had been spotted again recently. Someone other than you. Here, Mr. Edgeworth. Here, take a look at this article. Yatagarasu sent to the embassy a calling card. Yeah, meaning this person's a fake. I am almost certain that Callisto Yu lady is behind this. Because the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a gaudy card out. But the Yatagarasu did send a white card along with anything to be publicized. That's what Detective Bad told me 7 years ago, if memory serves. Well, as soon as I heard the news, I got all wound up and I knew I couldn't just let it go. So I searched you out, so that I could obtain the truth behind the Yatagarasu. Because if anyone can help me find it, I figured it's you, Mr. Edgeworth. So you're saying that I have your father's and Mr. Yu's identities backwards? Yeah, because the real Yatagarasu is noble to the end. And I want to revive the real noble Yatagarasu. If I don't, my father will never be able to rest in peace. Hey, you're so honorable. I don't care what anyone else thinks, I'll always be here to cheer you on, pal. Even if we are honorable, a thief is a thief. If you're plotting to commit a crime, then I'm afraid I can't be complicit. Mr. Edgeworth, you guys are not making it easy for me. Who am I supposed to support now? Mr. Edgeworth, what I want from you is not to steal something. What I want is the arrest of that evil woman. That evil woman. You mean Callisto Yu? I think it's too hard for me to catch her all by myself. But I thought that since you were able to expose her for who she is, then maybe... Please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you help me? Come to think of it, I do believe I owe you. Huh? Owe me for what? When Miss Yu made her escape, it was you who saved my life. Furthermore, you helped me with the investigation today. I am not so rude as to leave favors unrepaid. Then you mean... Yes. That case has been weighing down my soul ever since that fateful day. Perhaps the time has come to settle things once and for all. If you don't intend to soil your hands in a crime, then I believe I can help you. Mr. Edgeworth, thank you. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Isn't that great, Kay? Yeah, it sure is, Gummy. Even though he had completely forgotten about her until just now. What is it with her chummy relationship? What is it with her chummy relationship? Great thief Yatakarasu. After all that time, the true identity of the thief sank back into the darkness. Baron Faraday, Callisto Yu, and Kay Faraday. The phantasmagorically changing identity of the great thief Yatakarasu. And Yatakarasu's real goal. It will all come to light the day after I made that promise to Kay. Woo! Turnabout ablaze. This is gonna be a fun one for me to start next week. Let's see. Let me turn on some music while I consider what I do. It's a little bit early, sure, but I do admit it's been a very long week, and this is actually kind of a really great spot to kind of just like do something else, like to raid out, I guess. Hold on, before I do that, I need to do that. Why not? Why not do that? There are plenty of nice beans that we could raid out into and have fun with. As a matter of fact, there's one good friend of mine that we could go ahead. Yeah, Mr. Zesty Boy. I like raiding into him. Oh, wait, that's something different. Sorry, I thought I saw something else, and it's like, oh wait, never mind. Yeah, why don't we? I love raiding into them when I can help it. I know today was very short, but I mean, I don't really want to start on anything else, and I'm just like, God, it's been such a hell of a day, a hell of a week, really. This is kind of nice to be able to just like finish this off, and then I can just do fun things tomorrow. I'm actually really wanting to do more, I'm probably just gonna play more, Vermintide tomorrow, if I can help it. If not that, then something else, but thank you all for being here. I know this was a bit more short today, but, you know, I'm just glad I could be able to wrap this case up, and then we can focus on it next week. But until next time, everybody, I do love you all. Make sure you have a good weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow as I play some games with friends. Until next time, everybody, bye-bye.